In the last video, we reviewed the two ways to calculate enthalpy changes that we've covered so far. Was calorimetry. So that was Q equals MC delta T. So if a container of water heats up by a certain amount, you can tell how much energy it gained. The other way we talked about calculating an energy change, an enthalpy change, was with Hess's law. So if you have a reaction that you can't actually conduct in real life, you can look at other reactions and rearrange them to determine what the outcome of those multiple reactions could be, and that could give you the enthalpy change for your unknown reaction. And the last example of how to calculate enthalpy change we're going to cover today, it is the summation of the heats of formation. And in order to do questions like this, you have to have this big table. It comes from your textbook. It's table 17.4 on page 580. But it looks like this. So it has this big list of chemicals and how much their enthalpy change. And this is the symbol that you're looking for. So the delta HF with the little degree symbol, that's the standard heat of formation, or like the way to write it would be that. Okay, so here's the idea. When the universe was created, all of the elements just existed. That's what we're saying. But if you took these elements and you changed them, you either change their state of matter. So if you had bromine exists as an element, it's one of the only liquids on the periodic table. If you wanted to turn it into a gas, you would have had to add energy to it. So from the starting material of bromine gas, you had, in order to form bromine gas, you would have to add 30.91 kilojoules. So carbon as a solid would be 0. Chlorine is 0 because that's the elemental form. Fluorine is 0. Iron is 0. So anytime you have an element, whether it's diatomic, like this one, or not, like this one, if you have an element, the heat of formation is 0, because we're just assuming, like, when the universe was formed, that's the state that it was in. But when you change it, when you make a physical change for state of matter, or when you change it as a chemical material, then it either takes energy or it releases energy to make that change happen. So the equation you need in order to calculate the heat of formation looks like this. So the heat of formation is equal to this cool looking math symbol, sigma. So it is the heat of formation, the sum of the heats of formation of all of the products minus the sum of all of the heats of formation of all of the reactants. Okay, and so this symbol right here, sigma, means the sum of all of the things that fit in that little group of things. So you look at a chemical reaction and you decide, like, which of these products have an enthalpy change, heat of formation. So there's a couple of rules, so we've already covered one of them. So elements at natural state are 0. Okay? State of matter is important. If you look back at that table, the energy required to form liquid water is different than the energy required to form water vapor. Okay, and then I think that it would just be really helpful if we did an example. So here's a question that you might see. So if you want to know what is the enthalpy change for the formation of nitrogen dioxide from nitrogen monoxide and oxygen, the first thing we should do for a question like this is to write the reaction. So it says for the formation of NO2. So that means NO2 is being formed from NO and oxygen. Okay, so the only problem with this one so far is that it is not balanced. So we would need to balance this reaction. So you're going to need 2 of these so that we have 2 nitrogens. Now we have 4 oxygens, and both are balanced on both sides. So that's the balancing that we would have needed to do. So when I have reactions like this, sometimes it's really helpful if you keep track of the heats of formation underneath. So if you went back to that table and looked up the heat of formation for nitrogen monoxide as a gas, the number from the table is 90.37 kilojoules. Because oxygen as a gas is the element that has a heat of formation of 0, and nitrogen dioxide as a gas has a heat of formation of 33.85. Okay, so from our reaction, this is kilojoules per mole. So from the equation that we were introduced to at the beginning, you take the sum of all of the products. So in this case, this is the only product, but there are 2 of them. So you take the enthalpy change for this reaction is 2 times its heat of formation, and that's it, because there's only one product, minus, now we have to add together the heats of formation for each of the reactants. You have, again, 2 times 90.37. So the sum of them means you add all of them together. So these are all of your reactants. So in the reactants we have the nitrogen monoxide, but we also have oxygen, which was just 0. So even though it's just 0, I'm putting it in here to show you if this wasn't, you'd have to add these 2 things together. Okay, so in this case, now you just do your math. 2 times 33.85 is 67.7 minus 2 times 90.37, so 180.74, so 67.7 minus the enthalpy change for the formation of nitrogen dioxide from nitrogen monoxide and oxygen, negative 113.04. And because this only has one significant figure, this is a subtraction problem. So we've got to go to the tenths place. So our answer would be negative 113 kilojoules per mole. Okay, here's another example. It's pretty similar to the first one. It uses different chemicals, so you have to look up their numbers from the table that was earlier in the video, or look in your textbook. It's 17.4. So you take liquid water you take liquid hydrogen peroxide, and it decomposes to form water and oxygen. So it's probably a good idea if you pause this and try to figure it out on your own. But after you've done that, let's walk through the solution together. So hydrogen peroxide has a heat of formation of negative 187.8. Liquid water has a heat of formation of negative 285. 0.8. And oxygen is an element in its standard form, so that's just 0. So the sum of all of the products, the enthalpy change for this is 2 times negative 285.8, and then minus the reactants, so the products minus reactants, and there are 2 negative 187.8, so you have to multiply by 2. 2 times 285.8 minus so negative 196.0 kilojoules if you did that math on your calculator. And that's it. So the heats of formation are added together, and you take the sum of all of the products and you subtract the sum of all of the reactants. The total heat of formation, the total enthalpy change is the sum of the products minus the sum of the reactants.